Hi there, beautiful souls. Welcome back to Tuesday's talk with Grada. Today I am still doing a session on the connection between your mind and body, or between your soul and your health. And as a healer, why it's important for me to work with your soul so that your physical symptoms will also be better, and so on. So I've been discussing now for 6 weeks the connection between your soul and pain and issues in your body or in your material world, and how we can backtrack that to the original cause and set you free on a very, very deep level, so that you can be a full expression of your essence, of your soul, of what you came here to be, right? That's putting it in a nutshell. For those of you who are new to my channel, my name is Grada Robertson. I've worked as a healer and an intuitive healer, even a psychic healer, for many decades now. I also have 6 children and 15 grandchildren, and I am a published author. I wrote a book, How Being Hit by a Truck Saved My Life, or You're the Miracle, sorry, You Are the Miracle. And How Being Hit by a Truck Saved My Life. That was my first book, and that was the story of how I got hit by a truck and was left with catastrophic injuries and paralyzed, and how I overcame those injuries. And by actually connecting to my authentic core self, I was already a healer. So all these sessions are really to do with how you can remember who you truly are and connect to that miracle force that's you. And this was followed by my second book called The Underbelly, where I go into some really deep, dark issues and programming and scripts that was still running my life after I got hit by a truck. And so that book's called The Underbelly. That took me quite a bit of effort to write, because I had to really go into the underworld of my consciousness, of my neurology, and share some really deep, dark secrets that I wanted to even hide from myself. But actually, and I was very scared of publishing that book, but to tell you the truth, I get the most, what's the word? People are very, very inspired from reading that book. And I'll let you in why I'm mentioning that today. And then my final book is called Alchemy of Love, and that is really about stories from my clinic, from the healthy cafe that we had, the birth of my grandchildren. But it's also, and it's a celebration of my life. But really, actually, now that the dust has settled and that book's been published for a while, I actually realized my deepest pain all those years was one of my little grandsons, who was born with severe autoimmune disorders. He got them from conception, so he has a chromosomal issue, or a gene that was activated, and he wasn't thriving and so on. And he had only last year we found out that he had a very, very rare condition called no-meat disease, and I think there's only 100 people in the world. And amazingly, miraculously, so that's the biggest miracle of my life. There is a medication for it, or it's a combination of different medications, and he has to inject himself every day. And for Elijah, has been feeling a lot better now for a whole year. So Elijah, his biggest dream, he's 13 now, and he's one of a twin, so his twin brother is very healthy. That made it kind of worse for him probably as well. So all his life, Elijah's biggest dream and ambition, which still makes me cry today, is that he wanted to be an ordinary person. And so I want to talk about that today too, because I'm going to talk about the thyroid, right? So my ambition my whole life was to be this extraordinary person, right? I married young, I came to Tasmania when I was 19. I always jump in the deep end. Then, like Peter and I were farmsteading. Tasmania is Peter's homeland. I always put myself through many, many shocks. and then I just had to swim like crazy, because I wanted to be that extraordinary person, or I wanted to be the person that could do it all, that could be the supermom, that could be everything for everyone. And in the end, of course, I wasn't listening to the signs. It nearly cost me my life, because when I was 43, the universe said, that's enough, you're not listening to all the feathers, like feather brick truck. I'll have to give you a truck accident. And of course, that was right up my alley, because I died and came back. I mean, how many people die and come back? And then I wanted to carry that story into the world and again promote myself as this like person that can do it all. And then 2 years later, I had a nervous breakdown, like PTSD and so on. And you know, my whole life has been like that. So Elijah, he has been such a gift to me, because all he ever wanted when he was lying on the couch with meningitis or like fevers, and all he ever wanted was to be like everyone else. He didn't want to be extraordinary. He showed me that to be an ordinary person is perhaps the most beautiful wish that anyone could wish for, to have, just to fulfill who you are, and not just to fulfill who you are, to be yourself, to be your authentic self, and to be happy while you're doing that. And of course, wanting to be superwoman or super everything and be wanting and raising the bar all the time, of course, that comes from a huge glitch in my subconscious mind. And the glitch is like, you're useless, you're worthless, blah blah. Many people, of course, in the world suffer from it. I would probably say nearly everyone, right? Because the subconscious mind runs a script that was instilled in us from conception. We took it on from our ancestors, and then of course it happens in our childhood, the way we were brought up. And if your parents fought, or if there were insecurities and stresses, the child believes, I am the cause of all of that, so I must be bad, or I'm useless, or I'm worthless, or I'm unlovable. So humans, apparently the biggest fear that we all pretty much share is, I'm going to be abandoned if people see my true color, so I have to be like extraordinary or something, or I'm unlovable, or I'm not enough. They're all pretty much fall into the same category. Alright, so today I really wanted to talk about the thyroid, because 80% of people literally have thyroid issues. And I want you to know, by the time you have thyroid issues, that means that something has been going on, like there's been tension between your soul and your physical body for many, many years, right? And the tension just eventually erupts, and here you are, now you have thyroid issues. I know that there are many physical reasons as well, and I've written about them a lot, like you need iodine, you need minerals, and you can't have toxic foods and all the rest. But the most important reasons are the spiritual reasons. Because essentially we are energy, we are 99.999% energy, and only 0.0001% physical matter. So, but we've bought into the illusion that our whole life is dictated by the physical matter, right? We're slaves to the physical matter. Well, I want you to know that it's not true, because I know that for myself. I did make a huge comeback when after I got hit by a truck, and I had like spinal injuries, lots of broken bones. The truck actually physically crashed into my body, like the tray of the truck. There was nothing between the truck and me other than angels, I believe, otherwise I wouldn't be sitting here. My sacrum was completely shattered, and today I have a completely new sacrum, and my body grew that much itself, because the body has the blueprint for perfect health. So like the body has the blueprint for a perfect thyroid, so why is the body constantly reproducing a thyroid that is all kind of extra large or shriveled up or dried up or whatever, right? So let's look into that, because I feel so passionate about the throat chakra. So while you're listening to me, you can already use a gentle technique. You just go like This means opening. I'm supporting the opening of my thyroid. I'm uplifting myself. The techniques that I use are very, very gentle when I work with my clients, but they are, what's the word, completely transformational. So I want you to experience some of that. So just use the energy from your hands to gently opening the throat chakra. For many people have thyroid issues because they were shut down as a child. If they show their normal, ordinary self, their authentic self, people laughed at them, they got humiliated. We all have memories like that. Maybe you got punished, maybe you got beaten, maybe you got locked into a room, and there's so many reasons. We all know many of those reasons. So the thyroid just goes, okay then, I'll shut up, I'll put up, I'll shrink. But your soul, which is your true essence, wants you to shine. So it's always like waking you up and saying, please, please, do something to express yourself. So other than speaking, like what I'm doing today, which is actually very hard for most of us, actually speaking, public speaking is fear, almost fear number 2 after the fear of death, right? Another way to open your throat chakra and to support your thyroid is dancing, singing, art, writing, talking to yourself in the mirror. So opening your creative center, because this is also your higher creative center. It's connected to the gut, which is your first creative center. The color to support your thyroid is teal, or what's the word I'm trying to think of, like a mixture of blue and green. Sometimes it's more blue, sometimes it's more green, depending on, or emerald, something like that. So you can think, or turquoise, you think of having a scarf around your neck that's beautifully and supportive. So I'm going to take you through meditation in a minute that will help heal your thyroid. The thyroid is about expressing, and that's very traumatic for many people. That's why we get thyroid issues. The thyroid looks like a butterfly, and when it works well, you feel that lightness. When you look at a butterfly, you don't feel heaviness, do you? You feel a sense of lightness, and it's very soft. And a lot of butterflies have beautiful colors. It just lifts your spirit when you look at a butterfly. And so that's the true nature of your thyroid. So in a minute I'll do meditation that takes you right back to your true essence through the thyroid. But I just want to also share that listening is also a thyroid quality, like deep listening. Now, why should we have to do deep listening, right? Well, there's a need for it because most of the voices that are dictating our life today, the voices that we listen to, they run the show in our body. Most of those voices are not really our own. We think they're our own voices, but they're actually the voices of our parents, our siblings, our uncles, our aunties, our teachers. So whoever took care of us in our childhood, we've adopted their voices, and they are running the script in between our ears today. So it's really important that we do deep listening so that we start to get to know, oh, okay, well, I remember my mom saying that, or my grandfather, or you immediately recognize, no, this is not coming from my authentic self, right? So, and if you think of this area, literally, it's like it shrinks into a channel here, and then it opens up here a little bit again. So on top of everything I already told you before, there is a lot of conflict between the head and the heart as well. So the head is like mostly where the conscious mind lives. The trickster, it's always tricking you with your thoughts. Don't believe any of your thoughts. That's probably the best advice I can give you today. Question all your thoughts. And the heart is your soul, right? So the soul lives in here, but it's also not as simple as that. Because we also have the saboteur that lives in the heart. And so there's a lot going on. It's like all this information wants to come up, and through that narrow passageway, and then, or it wants to come down, and if there's any conflict, that will also get squashed in here. So it's so important to do some healing around here. So again, other than just confirming, letting your body know, like you can open up and so on. Sometimes it feels like we've got obstacles in here, so you can pull them out and put them in the ocean. You just pretend the ocean is close by and you chuck it into the ocean. And then meditation is, I find, one of the best ways to get underneath the script that's running your body, like a destructive, limiting script or belief systems, and to listen to a guided meditation that will just bring some energy and life force back into your body. That's my favorite, alright? So, if you're listening to me and you're driving, you can't continue to listen because you might go to sleep or lose your concentration, but other than that, I'm just going to invite you to close your eyes. Gently inhale into your body, just sweet little breaths, gentle, allowing yourself to connect with your breath. And then you can drop from your brain into your heart. We'll do that first. So behind all the busyness, all the confusion, all the diseases, all the pain, the illness, the limitations, the money squeezes, the relationship traumas, everything you've ever experienced, behind all of that is your true essence, your truest essence, which is infinite, it's immortal. Nobody can steal anything from it, nobody can put a dent in it. It's the real you, the real self. Usually I like to ground my clients all the way, so just feel your feet on the ground, drop your essence, your attention, your whole self, your ordinary self, all the way through your feet into the ground. And just think of Mother Earth as a living being that's alive and supportive of you. So you've got your feet on her body. And then just come back up through your feet, back into your heart. And then we're going to connect with your thyroid. So just come back up into your neck with your attention. Imagine you can just call out your name and a door opens in your thyroid. You're calling out your name, or you hear your name being called out. And a door opens in your thyroid. You enter this beautiful turquoisey, emeraldy, warm, spacious room. When you step into the door opens. Step into this room. Maybe it's like in a natural setting with a pond of like fresh healing water. And that fresh healing water resembles your innocence. How you came into this world, all pure and innocent. So this healing warm water, you step through the door and you simply step into it. And allow that to envelop your body. Your knees, your thighs, your pelvic area, your heart. And even just let it sit around your neck. It's very comforting, very safe. Your feet are still touching the ground, there are no surprises here. And you just allow yourself to be immersed and supported by this pure healing water that's so healing for your thyroid. And start to feel so light and uplifted. You can even just like put your head underwater as well, like just allow yourself to step a little bit deeper maybe, and let it just go over the top of your head as well, so the crown chakra gets a beautiful wash. And you just commit that all the energies in your body that don't belong to you, that were put into you after you were born, all those voices, the scripts that run your life that keep you limited and stuck. And you don't even know what they are or where they come from. You don't need to know. Just tell your subconscious mind, I want to be released from those. I want to connect with the real self, the real me. I want to connect and feel my unconditional love that I am, my pure potential. And just feel yourself floating like a feather. Everything is in order. Nothing needs to change. If shame comes up, shame is often coming up from the tummy into the throat, and then we push it back down again. So it's like a ping pong game in your body. Just watch the color of shame leach from your body into this healing water, and it's just being transformed. It's like, no, you don't need to carry that. By the way, I want you to know that most people who feel shame, it's not their own shame. It was put into their bodies by a different person. So just let it go. Give yourself permission to let it go. Now you already feel so much lighter and uplifted. You can see a beautiful rainbow from your position in the water. And just allow your inner eye to pick out a color that's very supportive of you right now. It doesn't matter which color it is, just let yourself be guided by your soul, by your higher self. And then allow that color to come into your body through the thyroid. The thyroid is actually a great healer as well. Loves to heal you, loves to heal your life and your body. And then for a moment you can close your eyes even more, your divine eyes, and travel all the way back to your childhood. Maybe you were 1 or 2, like a little baby, still in nappies, just trying to walk and trying some words. And between conception and age 2, we learn more than all the information that we learn after age 2 till the end of our lives. Let's say if you live till 95, you learn more in the first 2 years of your life than you do all the other 90 years after that. Because we're all open, innocent, and receptive. So take yourself all the way back to that time. As you're traveling back, you can see the personalities that you adopted, the roles that you took on, like wanting to be Superwoman or Superman, or a super good at this or that, and not loving yourself when you have a day's rest on the couch, covering up your ordinariness. You can be ordinary and still special. So just look at that little baby and just give yourself some acknowledgement. Like, wow, I'm just pure energy. I'm so pure. I'm full of potential. I'm so lovable. I'm so huggable. I'm so adorable. I'm so cherishable. I am more than enough. There's nothing about me that needs to change. And you can even go before that time, before your conception, just go back further. When you were just pure essence in this vast open space, before you were squeezed into a body. Just feel the spaciousness of your true self. And then just allow some of that pure energy, some of that infinite energy, healing, purity, life force from before conception. Allow some of that to come into your body today, where you are presently in this present moment. So like you can create a rainbow from that moment to now, where you're sitting now. And just let it fortify your body and your soul and your personality and your confidence levels today. Just being open to receiving, open to your essence. Sitting in your own body today, right now, back in the room, without some of those burdensome attachments or roles that you put on yourself, or stories that people put into you. They're not the real you. You can let them go. And then I want you to come back into that pure water, the pond, where you first immersed yourself. Knowing you can come back to this place in a blink, whenever you want, whenever you feel the need, whenever you need some release or some relief. And then you hear your name being called out again. And it means you have to just step out of this beautiful, pure, healing, warm water now. Go back through the door, back into the room, back into your body where you are today. And you're feeling so much lighter already. Or more at ease or at peace, which is your true nature. And just knowing you can go back into that place and connect with yourself through the thyroid. This will settle your thyroid function in the physical body as well, because the physical body simply follows the energy. And if you change your energy, you change your physical body. That's how we can stop being slaves to our pain. Hope you enjoyed this live stream. I went over time a little bit again. And let me know what some of the takes are for you, like things that you haven't heard before or something new or fresh. For me, what was fresh again today was thinking about my books and the purpose behind those books. And then what I really wanted to focus on today for me, myself, was that wishing to be an ordinary person with an ordinary life. And it's one of the best things we can wish for. Letting ourselves off the hook. Letting go of all the role plays, all the burdens we carry, staying in our own lane. Feeling into how special we are, celebrating my ordinariness and yours. And not seeing it as a shadow, but as something that we can celebrate and that releases a lot of pressure in us. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. My books are available on Amazon as well as at the Purple House if you're interested in reading. If you buy them through the Purple House, you get my trilogy for a special price, so it's literally the price of 2 books instead of 3 books. And then on top of that, each book is actually the size of 2 books, so instead of buying 3 books, it's like buying 6 books for those of you who love reading. I promise you they are worth a read, and you'll laugh and cry, and you will recognize lots about yourself in those books. I'm also available, of course, for one-on-one sessions, either remotely or in my room. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Have a really great week, and I'll see you soon. Bye.